The doorbell echoed through your house, sharp and shrill, pulling you out of your morning daze. You balanced the last bite of toast between your teeth, your school bag strap already hanging over one shoulder, and stomped toward the door, socks sliding slightly on the polished floor. You yanked the door open, your chewing slowed and expression soured instantly. There he stood, John Jungkook, messy black hair falling over his eyes, smugness practically radiating from his skin, black leather jacket casually thrown over his school uniform. The morning sunlight hallowed him like some ridiculous movie hero. You snorted mentally. You gave him an annoying look, chewing your toast. What the hell are you doing here? Jungkook's lips tugged into a grin that you immediately wanted to slap off. Wow, did a tornado hit you, or is this your latest fashion statement, monkey? He said, mocking, eyes trailing lazily over your slightly disheveled look. You narrowed your eyes. That nickname, Monkey, the same stupid name he had been calling you since first grade just to piss you off. You scoffed and started to slam the door shut right in his annoyingly perfect face when. Wyatt, what is this behavior? Your mom's voice came from behind you like a warning. You froze. Jungkook raised a brow, victorious. Nothing, Mom. I was just ventilating. You said through your gritted teeth. Let him in, she said, gesturing toward Jungkook. You stepped aside reluctantly as Jungkook smirked at you and stuttered inside like he owned the place. He walked up to your mom with all the politeness you never got to see. Auntie, Mom wanted me to give you the temple fair tickets for next week. How sweet of her. Tell her I said thank you. You rolled your eyes, finishing your toast as you grabbed your school bag and stormed out. The moment you stepped into the garage, you muttered under your breath as you tugged your bicycle out from the stand. Your eyes immediately caught the sagging rear tire. You groaned, pushing the bike angrily. Of course, everything goes wrong the moment I see that donkey's face in the morning. From behind, you heard a chuckle. You spun around. There he was again, leaning casually on his motorbike, arms crossed, looking at you like you were the morning's entertainment. Oh, seems like this won't take you far, monkey. You glared. I didn't ask for your expert opinion, donkey. His grin only widened. Your mom came out of their house just then. Why, just ride with Jungkook today. You'll be late otherwise. You looked at her. I would rather die. You stubbornly mounted your pathetic bicycle, ignoring how flat the tire looked, and pedaled off down the road with determination fueled by sheer spite. Your mom sighed dramatically behind you. What to do with this stubborn girl? Jungkook, please keep an eye on her. Don't worry, auntie. She'll be always safe as long as I'm here. He smirked as he started his bike and followed at a distance. The universe must have hated you. Your bike gave up with a final pitiful squeak and the back tire slumped completely flat. You stood there, breathing heavily, sweaty, disheveled, and absolutely done. There was no bus, no taxi, nothing. You dropped the bike stand and inspected the damage as if staring hard enough would magically fix it. You useless piece of junk. I swear I'm gonna throw you in the river. You said to the bike, furious. A soft rumble of an engine approached. You didn't even have to look up to know who it was. He stopped beside you on his bike. Poor bicycle. Are you taking out your anger on it now? You straightened and glared at him, brushing back your windswept hair. Get lost, donkey. He smirked. Wanna ride? Or should I call the tow truck? You crossed your arms stubbornly. No thanks, I don't need charity. Suit yourself, but you do know Mr. Kim makes late students run 10 laps of the playground, right? You froze. 10 laps, Mr. Kim, the devil in track pants. You stare at the deserted road, your pride wearing against your survival instinct. What are you thinking so hard about? Just take the offer. I'll consider it as a favor you can return when I need help. You knew exactly what that meant. The last time you owed him, you ended up carrying his heavy books for a week and buying him snacks. You clenched your jaw and growled under your breath. I hate you, he chuckled. I know. Now hop on. You threw a death glare at him but reluctantly lifted your bike's front tire. Jungkook casually tied your bike to the back of his motorcycle with a spare rope he pulled from under the seat. You climbed on behind him stiffly, arms crossed over your chest. He started the bike with a roar and spoke playfully over his shoulder. You know most girls would be thrilled to be this close to me. You snapped back immediately. I'm not most girls. You kept your hands awkwardly hovering in the air behind you, refusing to hold on to him. The wind whipped past your face. The road blurred. At one sharp turn, you yelped slightly as you almost slipped sideways. Instinctively, your hand shot out to grip his jacket tightly. Your heart betrayed you and did a stupid flutter. You froze. He didn't comment, but you could feel his smirk even without seeing it. Say one word and I swear I'll push you off this bike. You muttered angrily. He chuckled softly. I didn't say anything, monkey. The rest of the ride was spent in tense silence, your hands still clutching him, your pride wounded, and him silently enjoying every second of your misery. The school gates loomed ahead. Students milled about lazily under the early morning sun, chatting, laughing, and scrolling on their phones. Jungkook slowed the bike as the two of you approached. Your face hardened instantly. You yanked your hands off his jacket like they burned. Stop the bike before anyone sees. You muttered, hissing quietly. Too late. The loud growl of his motorcycle caught everyone's attention. Heads turned, eyes widened, mouths fell open. The sight of you, the famously sassy, fearless, anti-romantic girl riding behind Jungkook, your longtime enemy and neighbor, was a scene no one had mentally prepared for. The whispers started immediately. Wait, is that Vian? No way, on Jungkook's bike? They are like sworn enemies. What the hell is going on? I told you there was always tension between them. Maybe they are dating in secret? You jumped off the bike before he even parked properly, fixing your skirt and brushing imaginary dust off yourself, determined to act completely unbothered. They are so dramatic. It's just a stupid ride. You muttered to yourself, grinding your teeth. Jungkook casually parked and pulled off his helmet, running a hand through his messy hair like some K-drama lead. Relax, monkey, you are blushing, he said teasingly, leaning toward you. You stiffened, glaring daggers. In your dreams, donkey. You stormed off toward the school building, pretending the stares and giggles weren't eating you alive inside. You slid into your seat at the back of the class as your group of friends swarmed you like seagulls spotting leftover fries. You came on his bike, she said wide-eyed. Calm down, my bike had a flat. It wasn't some romantic movie scene, okay? You replied coolly, dropping your bag on the desk. They stared at you like you had grown a second head, but you let Jungkook help you. I thought you would rather die. Are you two secretly a thing? Absolutely not. I would rather adopt a crocodile as a pet than date Jungkook, and you all better stop before I lose my mind. They got silent but exchanged knowing glances. You ignored them and took out your books with exaggerated calm. Lunchtime, the back of the school garden, your usual hangout, the group spread out in a circle, soda bottles and half-eaten sandwiches scattered everywhere. You sat cross-legged, lazily sipping juice, fully expecting a boring round of dare. The bottle spun. Fine, truth or dare? You smirked confidently. Dare, always dare. They huddled instantly, Whispering, giggling, throwing glances your way, you narrowed your eyes suspiciously. Finally, your best friend looked up, wicked grin in place. We dare you to propose to Jungkook. The juice almost shot out of your mouth. You coughed violently, choking. Are you guys crazy? They burst out laughing at your reaction. No, out of the question. I'm not proposing to the donkey. Oh, come on, Miss Daring. What happened to you, fearless Wyan? Fearless? Yes. Delusional? No. We can always tell the whole school how you blushed holding on to Jungkook this morning. You froze, you knew they would, they had picture. You cursed inwardly and groaned, burying your face in your hands. I hate you all. So it's a yes. You glared at them murderously, but gave a slow, resigned nod. Fine, but if I die of humiliation, I'm haunting you. They high-fived each other gleefully. The basketball echoed once, twice before Jungkook caught it smoothly with one hand and tossed it lazily onto the bench. The boys collapsed around him, sweaty and breathless, chugging water bottles and laughing. The locker room door creaked as they gathered their bags. So, Donkey, wanna explain what happened this morning? Jungkook shot him a warning glance but didn't reply. Another friend bumped his shoulder playfully. You and Ryan together on your bike. The school is shook. We all thought you would sooner jump off a cliff than share a seat with her. The group burst out laughing. Jungkook pulled his towel off his neck with a scoff. Her stupid bicycle had a flat tire. She begged me to help her, so I did. The room went silent for a beat, then everyone simultaneously exchanged knowing glances. Begged you? That girl would rather drag her bike through a desert than ask you for help. Bro, just admit it, you love her attitude. Yeah, all you ever do is talk about her. Why and this, why and that, monkey did this, monkey said that. You are obsessed. Jungkook snapped the locker door shut harder than necessary. I'm not obsessed. Jimin wiggled his brows, chuckling. You like her. The young mimicked Jungkook's usual swagger. You like her. Jungkook spun around, jaw tied, brushing past them. I don't. They exchanged grins behind his back. They knew the boy who always pretended to hate you was the worst lovesick puppy of them all. Fine then, prove it. Jungkook froze. We dare you to ignore Ryan the entire day. No teasing, no arguing, no talking, just act like she doesn't even exist. Jungkook raised a brow, shrugging nonchalantly, masking the little twist in his chest. Easy. But as he picked up his jacket and slung it over his shoulder, your fiery eyes flashed in his memory. The way you grumbled, glared, rolled your eyes, yet still clung to him on the bike when you almost fell. His smirk faded slightly. He knew this wasn't going to be easy at all. The bell rang loudly, signaling the start of the next period. You grabbed your books and stormed out of the classroom, your friends trailing behind you like giggling shadows. You were already dreading it. The moment was coming, the dare, but first, your eyes naturally scanned the corridor for him. You would never admit it, but you always noticed when Jungkook wasn't around. Finally, you spotted him at the end of the hallway near his locker, sleeves rolled up, talking to his group. You huffed and stormed past. Donkey, you muttered under your breath, expecting the usual snarky comeback, but nothing. You blinked, you turned your head slightly. Jungkook didn't even glance at you. No smirk, no teasing, nothing. You frowned because it was weird. Maybe he didn't hear you. You walked faster and accidentally bumped into him on purpose, sending his notebook sliding to the floor. Oops, my bad. You said, mocking sweetly. Still nothing. He simply picked up his notebook calmly, walked around you like you were invisible, and continued talking to his friends. Your mouth parted slightly in disbelief. What the hell? You stared after him, whispering to yourself. The friends noticed instantly. Nancy elbowed you teasingly. Uh-oh, why isn't the donkey barking today? You scowled. This wasn't part of your normal routine. He was supposed to react, roll his eyes, call you monkey, something, but he didn't. You sat under the big tree in the schoolyard, stabbing violently at your noodles with your chopsticks. Across the field, you spotted Jungkook with his friends laughing and joking, but never once looking your way. You couldn't stand it. So now he thinks he can just ignore me. Is this a new game? You mumbled through gritted teeth. Your friends flopped down beside you with knowing smiles. You are staring. You snapped back. I'm not. You like him ignoring you, huh? Poor Ryan. Can't live with him, can't live without him. You shoved a spoonful of noodles in your mouth dramatically to shut them up, but deep down you hated how off balance it made you feel. You thrived on bickering with Jungkook. This cold silence was driving you crazy. Later that afternoon, your group cornered you near the school garden again. The sun was low, casting golden light over the trees. You crossed your arms stubbornly, refusing to budge. Time for the dare, Ryan. You groaned loudly. No, I'm not proposing to that donkey. Are you guys out of your minds? A dare is a dare. I'm allergic to romance. It's not real romance. Just go up to him and say, "Will you be my boyfriend?" and walk away. You stared at them like they had sprouted extra heads. I'm not that desperate to win a dumb game. Fine, then we'll post the picture of you riding on his bike to the school group chat. Your heart stopped. You straightened immediately, narrowing your eyes at them. You wouldn't dare. You said in a warning tone. They pulled out their phones with innocent smiles. Try us. You cursed under your breath. I hate you all. You grabbed your water bottle, shook out your head dramatically, and stalked off toward where Jungkook was standing near the sports field, talking to his friends. Elena whispering behind you, "This is gonna be good." Your heart raced. You walked confidently up to him, keeping your usual sassy glare in place to mask the tiny panic bubbling inside. Get it over with. Just say it and walk away. You talked to yourself. You approached Jungkook, noticed you out of the corner of his eye, but to your shock, he turned completely away, continuing to talk to his friend. Your temper flared. Hey, donkey. Nothing. You clenched your fists and growled through your gritted teeth. John Jungkook. Still nothing. You stood in front of him, arms crossed. His friend raised a brow and stepped back awkwardly, sensing your fiery aura. Will you be my boyfriend? Jungkook blinked slowly, finally acknowledging you. His eyes widened fractionally, just for a split second, but then he smirked and walked past you without answering. Your mouth fell open. You turned furiously to watch him disappear across the field. What the actual hell is going on today? You half whispered, furious and stunned. Your friends hiding behind the bushes watching were squealing and gasping. Oh my god, she actually did it. But he ignored her. Is this their love language or something? You stomped back toward them, absolutely livid. You muttered angrily, I'm going to kill the donkey slowly. You had no idea that Jungkook, now leaning against the wall casually, was silently biting his lip to stop himself from smiling like an idiot. He never expected you to actually say it, and now he was losing the dare and his mind. You plopped down on the bench, staring ahead, your mouth a hard line, anger simmering behind your eyes. Your chest was tight like you couldn't breathe properly. How dare he? Your best friend sat beside you slowly. Hey, you okay? You forced a laugh. Why wouldn't I be? It was just a stupid dare, right? But it wasn't, not really. You had swallowed your pride to say those words, even if you didn't mean them, even if you hated sappy love stuff. He didn't know that. He should have laughed, he should have teased you, called you monkey, he should have said something, but the silence, the indifference, that hurt more than anything. If he wanted to make me feel small, he won. Your fingers curled tighter into your sleeves. He could have at least mocked me. That's his whole personality. But no, he just walks away like I'm a damn fly buzzing near his ear. Your friends looked at each other silently, unsure what to say. You bit inside of your cheek. He's going to tell his friends, isn't he? He'll make it a joke. I confessed, and he'll pretend it was pathetic. I don't think he will. You cut her off. I don't care. He can laugh and laugh louder. But you didn't mean a word of it. Because even though you hated the idea of romance and feelings and all that mushy crap, somewhere deep inside you, you hoped he would say something, anything. Instead, he made you feel like a punchline in a joke you didn't understand, and for that, you were mad as hell. You reached home, your bag slung over one shoulder, head down, jaw clenched. You were still fuming. How dare he just walk off like that? But then, a familiar sound cut through your thoughts, the low hum of an engine. You lifted your eyes just in time to see Jungkook's motorbike turning the corner and pulling up in front of his gate, right across from your house. He took off his helmet, running a hand through his hair like it wasn't already perfect. Your feet moved before your brain did. You marched across the street, heart thumping with each step. Yeah, John Jungkook. He paused, surprised, halfway through unzipping his jacket. His eyes met yours for a split second, then he looked away and turned toward his house like he didn't hear you. Oh no, no. You stormed closer, voice louder now. I'm talking to you, John Jungkook. Still no answer. He stepped toward his gate and that was it. You snapped. You grabbed the back of his jacket, yanking him to face you. Yeah, are you seriously ignoring me? His brow shot up annoyed. What do you want now? That thing earlier, what I said, it was a dare, okay? I didn't mean it, so don't go around thinking I actually confessed or anything. He stared at you like you were an alien. It's not like I like you or anything. He scoffed and stepped back, brushing your hand off his jacket. Then why are you making a scene outside my house? Because you are acting like a drama king. You ignored me like I don't exist or something. He turned away again, but your voice stopped him. If anyone should be mad, it's me. You didn't even say a word. You just walked off like I was some bug in your way. He exhaled slowly and turned back, his voice low but biting. You said it was a dare, so why does it matter how I reacted? That shut you up for a second. I thought you would say something. Laugh, tease me, roll your eyes like you always do, not walk off like you didn't care at all. He narrowed his eyes at you. Why would I care about a fake confession? You shrugged angrily. I don't know. Why do I care that you are ignoring me? It's not like I care either, okay? A beat of silence, just your heavy breathing and his unreadable gaze under the street light. You have a weird way of not caring. You open your mouth, then shut it, completely caught. Well, you are weirder. He shook his head with a breath of disbelief, turning back to his gate. Next time you want to confess for fun, pick someone who likes playing stupid games. Your chest tightened, and before you could form a comeback, the gate clicked behind him. And you were left standing alone on the sidewalk, furious, embarrassed, and feeling way more than you were ready to admit.